Okay, my friends, now the question is, the chickens have hatched. They're over there in the incubator. They're making all kinds of noise and they're getting tired of being stuck in there and they're kind of crowded. What do we do with them now? So here's where they are going to now be living. This is a box. You can do this in a bucket or a box. As they get bigger, they're going to fly around a little bit, so we put them in a box. This actually happens to be a box that somebody's oven came in. We cut it down a little bit. Mr. Real made this for me yesterday out in the garage. So we put some holes in the top just to give them some air and ventilation and some sunshine coming in. There is a big hole in the front and we have a screen that goes over it so that we can see through it. They can see us. Again, they can get some sunshine. It's Velcroed shut. And when I need to open it to talk to them and hang out with them, feed them, water them, clean up after them, it just folds down. This box is actually going to sit up on the table where the incubator is right now once we get everybody switched out. So if we peek inside the box, Mr. Real got smart this year and he lined the bottom with plastic. Last year when we raised chicks in a box, the water system that we used leaked and the box kind of rotted through in one place. You'll also notice the two white bars. Those are their roosting poles. So chickens roost at night. They go up. All birds actually roost at night. They go up in a tree or in the chicken coop on a roost, in our brooder box on a roost. So there's lots of room there for our little chickens to learn how to jump up on the roost and go to sleep. They won't do it at first because they need to stay under the heat. But once they get bigger, then they will start doing that and we'll teach them how to roost. So when they go to their forever home, they'll know how to be a grown-up chicken. So outside of the box, I have some things set up here. So the first few days we're going to put paper towels in the bottom of the box. And then we throw their food all over the floor on the paper towels and they learn how to peck their food off of the floor. Once they've had that for a couple of days, we'll switch to some shredded paper. We have a bunch of shredded paper in our offices that we can just use to put in there. And then they will use this as their feed container and this one is their water container. So you fill the top part with food or water, put it down on here, the water comes out in this part, or sorry, this is the food. The food will come out in this part and they will just peck to eat it here. This one is the water. It has a place where the water will come out of this hole and be right here and they can get food and water. One of the things you have to add to new chicks' food is a thing called grit. Grit is basically little rocks. So chickens digest their food by eating little rocks along with it and it grinds it up in their system. So when they're big chicks outside, or big chickens outside, and they're pecking off the ground, they just normally get little tiny rocks and things and some dirt. Because they're inside in a box, there's none of that and they need it to help them digest their food. So we just mix, for the first few days, a little bit of the grit into their food and it gets into their system. Chickens have a thing called a gizzard and that's where they help. That helps them grind up their food. Can you see that? It's just little teeny tiny rocks and things. It's good for them. It's not good for children. Don't eat rocks. It hurts your teeth. Chickens have no teeth. They can't chew their food. They peck it into pieces, swallow it, and the rocks help them grind it. So the most important thing that we're going to be adding into our box is this, which is their heat lamp. So last year we used a big old light bulb that kept the light on for them all day and all night, but it kept them warm. This is a new thing that we've got and I'm so excited about it. It's like a bridge or a tunnel and they go under here. And this part, the black part of it, is like a heating pad. So it's going to stay warm. Can you see the picture of them on that box? It's going to stay warm and keep them warm because right now the incubator's keeping them warm. And they need the lamp for quite a few weeks to keep themselves warm. But this is safer And so we're going to be putting that in. So inside their box, they will have paper towels on the floor, food, water, and the heat lamp. And I also, I don't know where I put it. Sorry guys, I'm looking around in my office. I also bought them a treat that I will hang in there. I stashed it in a nice safe place. I'll get it someday. So from the circles at the top I can hang, it's called a chick stick. And it's like a popsicle because it's a stick with stuff all around it that they like, but it's seeds and things. And it hangs from the ceiling and they have to peck at it and they can all play with it. We'll go through quite a few of those as they're growing up. So I'm going to turn off the video now and I'm going to get it set up. And then once I move those chickens over, I will take pictures of them. I will videotape them inside the box so you can see them moving around and running around. Because right now, they are definitely needing some extra space. There's our cute yellow one, and there's our one egg who is still not hatched. All right, my friends, see you when they're in the box.